Hello, welcome to Night Radio and Television Station, and I'm Kautri. Here comes local news. According to the Night Statistics Department, in July 2023, commodity prices in the whole province are relatively stable and have a slight increase compared to a previous month. The Consumer Price Index (CPI) for July 2023 increased by 0.09% from the previous month. In particular, goods and services has the higher increase, 0.28%. Generally, in 7 months, CPI in July increased by 2.22% over the same period, with 9 commodity groups increasing in price, and high increase were education group up 10.7%. The two groups with a decrease in the index was transport, down 6.06%, and post and telecommunications, down 0.4%. Also, according to the National Statistics Office, accumulated from the beginning of the year to July, the total retail sales of goods and services of the province reached nearly 149 trillion Vietnam dong, up nearly 14% over the same period. The now Provincial Confederation of Labour said that by the end of this July, 1% of the grassroots trade unions and high-level trade unions in the province have completed organizing the Trade Union Congress for a term 2023-2028. For the grassroots trade unions, on 2,748 units held congresses. For high-level trade unions, on 17 units and 2 grassroots trade unions under the Provincial Confederation of Labour held a congress and completed it had a schedule of standing board of Provincial Labour Confederation. The organizers of Congress strictly comply with the instruction and plans of Superior Trade Union and Vietnam Trade Union Charter. Currently, the Provincial Confederation of Labour is finalizing the contents of document and conditions for holding the 11th Provincial Trade Union Congress for a term 2023-2028. The Provincial Trade Union Congress is scheduled to be held at the end of September 2023. According to data from National Tourism Administration, in July 2023, Vietnam welcomed over 1 million international visitors. This is the first month since the beginning of 2023 that the tourism industry has welcomed over 1 million international visitors. Thus, after 7 months, the number of international visitors has reached 83% of the plan for the whole year. This is like the tourism industry will soon complete the target of welcoming 8 million international visitors, and there is a lot of room to continue growing when entering the peak international tourism season at the end of the year, especially right after a new visa policy was approved by the National Assembly and will apply from August 15. The number of international tourists looking for plans for a long-term vacation in Vietnam has increased by over 30%. Tourism businesses have also built many long-term tour programs, welcoming the wave of international visitors in the peak season at the end of the year. Yesterday, the junta in Myanmar extended the country's state of emergency by 6 months, signaling a delay to elections it pledged to hold. State media quoted acting President Mian Sway as saying the emergency period will be extended by 6 months, starting from August 1st. In the reason given, the head of military junta, Mi Online, said fighting continued in many parts of the country. Earlier, the junta pledged to carry out elections this August. The conflict erupted after a military coup in the country in February 2021, which has so far, according to a local monitoring group, left more than 3,800 people dead and more than 24,000 arrested. Diplomatic efforts to end the conflict led by United Nations and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations stalled, as the country military refused to a ceasefire. On July 31st, the European Border Protection Agency Frontex said that the number of illegal migrants arriving in the EU in the first 6 months of 2023 increased by 10% compared to the same period in 2022. According to Frontex, there were more than 132,000 people trying to illegally cross the border into the EU in the first 6 months of this year, up 10% compared to the same period last year. The number of migrants using the central Mediterranean route to enter Europe illegally increased by more than 30% and accounted for more than 50% of all migrants entering Europe. The remaining routes to Europe all recorded a decrease in migrants compared to the first 6 months of 2022. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.